What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video I'm doing another video on what is currently the best HOG cycle deck in Clash Royale right now. I know I did one of these videos about a week ago. There is one difference though. When I made a video on it a week ago, it had Ice Spirit instead of Fire Spirit, but what all the really good HOG players are realizing is Fire Spirit is better currently because for only one elixir, it applies so much pressure. You can't ignore it or else it does about the damage a Fireball does to the opponent's tower for one elixir. Also, the splash damage is really nice because there's a lot of Royal Hogs in the meta, which is another reason why Valkyrie's so good right now. Valkyrie, I think, is one of the best cards in the game right now. It is so strong in this current meta. So much health and does so much damage too. Firecracker, you guys already know if your opponent doesn't have arrows, it gets so much value, and it's one of the most annoying cards in the game because for 3 elixir, it's cheap, so you can stack multiple Firecrackers on the board in double and triple elixir. Earthquake gonna allow you to break through buildings. You can also cycle it on opponents' towers. I mean, for 3 elixir, it does more damage than a Fireball, so in double and triple elixir, you can get, over 1,000 damage just from cycling 3 or 4 Earthquakes on your opponent's tower. And then Tesla, even though it got nerfed, I don't know about you guys, but I hardly noticed the nerf. I still think it is a top 2 best building in the game. I mean, some people even consider it the best building in the game, but if you don't think it's the best, then it's either Goblin Cage, right, if it's not the Tesla. But it's an incredible building still for only 4 elixir. Before we head into the first game, if you guys would like to support me, use my credit code BOSS in any Supercell game. Really do appreciate all the support from you guys. It does mean a lot. So I've actually been practicing this deck. You guys can see I'm 164th in the world right now, so pretty high up. I managed to get to the top 200. You guys saw last video. I was pretty close to it. I got it before I started recording this video, and yeah, I got to 29 wins with it in the last global tournament, so yeah, I've been getting better with HOG, which is great because it's a deck that I consider myself not very good at, but I'm going to keep practicing it to try to get, even better with it. So let's get into the first game. Okay guys, here we go. We found our first match here against Enrico, so we can just go ahead and cycle Skeletons. I like playing them in the middle because there's actually no reason to play them in the back. I think people cycling Skeletons in the back first play is a little overrated. Middle's better because in case they start with maybe Princess at the Bridge or HOG or Wall Breakers or something, they'll actually help out. Also guys, please subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my content. I would really appreciate that. So it looks like he's using some type of minor cycle deck, and it looks like it is minor Wall Breakers. So we're going to go for the HOG because the Tesla's about to expire, so hopefully we can get some good damage on top of the tower. And he's also going to not get the King activated? Yeah, he doesn't get the King activated, so he messed that up. So already a pretty good start for us. I think here I'm just going to cycle a log. He doesn't have his Spear Goblins in cycle or his Wall Breaker, so we don't really need it. Here, we'll just go for a Firecracker in the back. He might Fireball. If he does, I'll just go for a HOG immediately, because then he'll be down Elixir. He's going to go Bats, it looks like, so I am going to go for a HOG here, and then we're going to go for an Earthquake. And he's going to play it in the safe spot that I can't Earthquake, so that was pretty well played on his part. Here, I'm going to have to go for a Tesla on top of that Bat, and also to help take care of the Miner. Overall, not bad defense, and once again, he's going to mess up that King Tower activation, so 2 times in a row, he does not get that King activated, which is great for us because it means we're going to get more value out of our HOG Riders in case the, King Tower would have otherwise hit it if it was activated, of course. So we'll just go for our Fire Spirit here and see if he responds to it. He probably will, because otherwise, like I already mentioned in the intro, it does so much damage if you don't address a Fire Spirit. He's not going to support those Bats. I played the Firecracker because I had a feeling he was going to. I'm not going to Earthquake this time because I know he can just obviously play it in the safe position, and I think now he definitely will activate. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. We're going to go Skeletons here. He may log, so I had my Fire Spirit ready just in case. We're going to go for a Fire Spirit. I'm going to go Valkyrie, and he might try to go for something to block the bridge. Yeah, his own Valk. That's why I went for a Firecracker to help take that out. And I guess here we're just going to go for Skeletons on top of those Bats, and then a Fire Spirit to take them out, and we should be fine there. I'm going to cycle an Earthquake just to get tower damage, and we also managed to clip a Spear Goblin. Cycling Earthquakes is fine because it's only 3 elixir, and if you're struggling to break through with the HOG, it's always a way to get guaranteed damage. I'm going to go for a log here to maybe try to predict a Tesla because I thought he was going to play one. Instead, though, he decides to Fireball, which is pretty interesting because it doesn't give him any counter push potential, and it doesn't stay alive for a long time, unlike a Tesla, of course. I'm going to have to go for a Tesla here because I don't really have any other good response in hand, and you can see we're dealing with these Bats alright, even though we don't have the Electro Spirit. Obviously, Electro Spirit is a lot better in this type of matchup, but we're still holding on fine. He's going to go for a Miner, and the Tesla's not going to hit it, so I'm going to go for a Firecracker. I don't know if he's going to Fireball. He may. It looks like the firecracker goes in the left lane, which is perfect, so he obviously won't in that case. And he's going to go for a Tesla. I'm going to try to quickly cycle back to another hog to outcycle. We might be able to. He might block the bridge here. No, he doesn't. I'm going to go for an earthquake here. He goes for a fireball. Hopefully we can get one hog hit. Nice, we do. Ooh, wait, did it get one? I don't think it did, actually. I think I spoke too soon. So he's going to go miner and wall breakers. We're just going to Tesla on top of that. It'll pretty much counter the entirety of it besides some miner chip. We're just going to cycle skeletons here. He's going to have to waste spear goblins again, so we're going to go for a hog now. I'm just going to earthquake even if we don't end up hitting the Tesla, just because at this point it's so close and I need to make sure I'm getting tower damage. I'm going to go for a fire spirit here to try to take out these bats, and then skeletons to hopefully predict where he drops the miner. We don't predict it. I might need a Valk here just because of the spear goblins, and also the bat would have gotten a hit on the tower. So I'm going to go for a firecracker. I think we could go for a high Tesla, because what this will do will prevent him from playing a Tesla that's high, because mine will hit it. So instead I go for the earthquake and I don't predict it, which is kind of annoying, but I think it's okay. He's probably going to go for another miner. Yeah, he does. We catch it though, which is nice. So he's going to go really aggressive here. This is going to be a super close game. I'm going to go in here. We're going to, I guess, go for an earthquake too. And once again, he plays it in the safe spot. He's going to go for a miner. Do we catch it? Yes, we do. Let's go. So I think now we might be able to win this, because earthquake does more damage than fireball. So we're going to go for an earthquake here. I'm going to go for a log, and then we're also going to go for skeletons. And hopefully we can end up... Oh my gosh. I would have lost that if the firecracker didn't connect. What a win. Oh my gosh, I was expecting to lose that one. I'm not even joking. I was just about to say, oh no, we're getting ready to say I lost, but we stole that one. Firecracker came in clutch. He had the hardest time dealing with those firecrackers. I don't know what to say. That just shows how annoying it can be. Anyways, I'll see you guys when I find the second game. So, I guess we can just cycle log in a second, and okay, no, he's going to start right away with a knight, so we'll go firecracker. And from here, maybe go for... Yeah, let's go hog opposite lane, just because he spent a good amount of elixir, and I just want to see what counters he has to the hog. Okay, so he has a tornado. Wait a second, why does this guy have a tornado and hog in the same deck? Maybe he's using something similar to Viper's deck, the one with Executioner and Rocket, but that has Valkyrie in it normally, so I'm actually really thrown off what this guy's using. But since he has the tornado, that's annoying, because that can fully counter the hog, obviously, whereas my Tesla, of course, can fully counter it, but it's a even trade, whereas for him, it's a +1 trade, which is not great. But I think we could still outcycle it, and also he could mess up the tornado, as always. He's going to have a Skarmy. I think I'm going to log it. I was debating whether I wanted to earthquake it, but I think I want to save elixir since I already spent 4 on offense, and the log made it 6 already, and he only spent 3 for the Skarmy, so I think it's good not to overcommit. He's going to go Giant Skeleton, so I guess this is going to be the Denzito Pro deck with Wizard. It's really off meta, but I guess this guy's using it for fun. Or maybe he usually uses this deck, I don't know. But we're going to go for a Tesla here, and there's the Wizard, so that Tesla was really good because it's going to be able to take out the Wizard and still have enough health to deal with that Giant Skeleton. But because he logged, we need to go for a Valk. And I guess that works. And, okay, so... Oh, wow, let's go. The Firecracker actually dodged the Death Bomb. That was really clutch, because now I can support with the Hog, and he might go for a Tornado, but we have the Firecracker behind, so it's a little bit more tricky for him, but I will say good defense on his end. He defended that really nicely. It's still a really close game, though. Even though he has that Tornado, we didn't take any damage on our end, so we're looking fine still. I'm just going to cycle a Log. And then we can actually pre-place a Tesla. Pre-placing a Tesla is never a bad idea in double elixir. I might go for a prediction Earthquake here, knowing that he didn't have his Tornado in cycle. It looks like he didn't play it, but he had to commit a lot of elixir, so it's probably fine anyway. We're just going to go for a Valkyrie here. He's going to go for the Hog, so I'm going to go for a pretty low Tesla and skeletons here, and this should be, I think, a relatively easy defense. We just got to watch out for the giant skeleton, so I'm going to log just to ensure it doesn't connect to the tower. He's up a lot of elixir, though, so that's a little scary, not going to lie. I guess we can just cycle a Firecracker, but yeah, we got to be really careful here, because like I just said, he's up quite a lot of elixir. I'm going to go for a Valkyrie like this here, or a Tesla, I mean, to pull the Hog in whatever lane he were to drop it in. And then that Valkyrie is just doing so much value there on defense. That's insane. I mean, Valkyrie, that's why I said it's so much better right now than Knight in this deck, because of the value it gets. So he can just Tornado. That's a little bit unfortunate, but he's got to watch out because his King Tower is actually taking quite a beating. I'm not saying it's very likely that we're going to 3-crown him, but there's definitely a chance if he's not careful. I mean, especially if I have like a Valk down or something tanking for the tower and he decides to Tornado the Hog, that can get a lot of damage, more than you'd think. So we're just going to log here. He goes for the Fireball. I think that means we can cycle an Earthquake if he's going to be cycling Fireballs like that. And then once again, we can just go for a low Tesla here and then go for a Valkyrie. Probably a log just to make sure we deal with that Wizard. And yeah, we're looking fine here. We're maintaining our lead, and you guys can see how much damage you can stockpile just from Earthquakes. It's absolutely insane. I think I'm going to go for a Hog here because we have the Valkyrie tanking, and he's going to have to Tornado, so it's going to force, you know, some Elixir out of him. And that Hog will get, what, 3 hits on the King Tower? Or, okay, just 2. But yeah, his King Tower is getting really low. It's kind of crazy. Tesla here, and I guess we can go Valkyrie. That Wizard's going to be a little annoying, but because we have both of the towers hitting the Hog should get no hits on the tower. And we actually managed to log that Wizard in the opposite lane. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to go for an Earthquake on top of his tower to predict a Skarmy if he wanted to play it. He's not going to play it, though. And now you see he's starting to go for Tornadoes to pull the Hog backwards instead of pulling it to the King Tower, because he knows that that King Tower is getting pretty low on health. So we're going to go for a Valkyrie here, and then I guess just a log. And okay, does he go for... Okay, let's go for a Valkyrie. I think we're fine. We just need to go for a high Tesla here to take out this Wizard. And he gets that Giant Skeleton down late. We'll go for a Hog here. I guess we'll just go for a log, and we should be fine. So he's going to go for a log, and look at my Hog. It's going to get 1 hit on the tower. We won't get the tower, unfortunately, in Earthquake range, but we, of course, have more damage, so we're able to pick up the win here. That game got kind of intense at the end, not going to lie, and you guys can see, even if your opponent has the Tornado, it's quite easy to outcycle, and, of course, they can't stop that Earthquake damage. I mean, that's guaranteed, right? So not too difficult of a matchup, I'd say. It would have been more, way more difficult if he had it building. I mean, that's obvious. Luckily, he just had Tornado, and he didn't have something like Goblin Cage or Bomb Tower. Then it's significantly harder to break through with the Hog, but no problem. Let's go ahead and get into the third match. Alright, guys, here we go. We found our next match here against Lancelot, so we'll go ahead and give him the good luck. I guess we can just cycle Skeletons and see what he wants to do. So he's not going to do anything, so we can Hog immediately, I guess. And then, okay, we can Earthquake that just because it's an even trade and it'll help me defend it and also cycle. He's got Bowler, so he might be using some strange graveyard deck. Yeah, so I'm going to need a Tesla the Bowler and then go for a Valkyrie in hopes to counter a good amount of the graveyard. Luckily, it deals Splash, but unfortunately, we're still going to take a ton of damage because I didn't have my Earthquake in cycle, and Earthquake is obviously going to be my best counter to the graveyard in this matchup. I'm going to go for a Hog Rider. Now that I know that he's got the graveyard, I'm not going to do that again, go in for aggressive Earthquakes like that, I mean. And this Hog, I don't... it might get one shot. Okay, 1 hit on the tower, that's really nice, but unfortunately that's not too helpful considering I'm still down quite a lot of damage on my tower. Just wanted a Tesla to avoid that Mega Minion hit, and I didn't want to use my Firecracker to give him a chance of activating the King Tower. So he's just going to go Valkyrie. I'm probably going to go for my own Valkyrie, and then he's probably going to go Bowler. Although I think a better play might be to Firecracker, actually, to save my Valkyrie if I need it. And he's going to have arrows. Okay, arrows. So this is definitely going to be a little bit of an annoying matchup. I'm going to go for an Earthquake here. You guys can see it's a fairly good counter to the graveyard just because it takes up a pretty large radius and it one-shots the skeletons. I could go Hog. If I do, I definitely need to go for a Fire Spirit to maybe predict like a Goblin Gang or something like that. He's going to go for a Bowler though. I knew he wouldn't go for an Inferno because he didn't have it in cycle, but hey, at least we still get 1 Hog hit and he doesn't have his graveyard in cycle, so he's not going to be able to punish us right now. We just go for a Firecracker here and then go Skeletons to surround the Bowler. And I think here we're going to go really aggressive because he doesn't have his Bowler in cycle. He's going to have to use his Inferno on defense here, so I'm going to Earthquake the... try to predict it. He's going to freeze instead, so that was actually pretty well played on his part, switching up the defense and being unpredictable. So we're going to go for a Tesla here to help defend, because I knew he would go for a graveyard. We're going to go skeletons, and then we need to get a good log here. And then hopefully this fire spear can save us of any other skeleton damage we might take. And just like that, we're still in this game, but those arrows are just really, really annoying. Like, any deck that has arrows is going to give you a hard time usually when you're using a firecracker deck. So we're just going to go Valk. I wanted to wait until that bowler crossed the bridge, of course. And I guess we'll cycle skeletons, go in for a hog now. And he is finally going to drop his Inferno again, which will just Earthquake. I think we can go High Tesla to help deal with some of this stuff. Okay, maybe a Firecracker to try to abuse it after him using his arrows. I'm going to go for a Valkyrie, and hopefully we can break through now, get some good value out of this Firecracker, which, as I already said, he used arrows against. So we're going to go in, and then I'm going to hold off on the Earthquake just for a second, because I had a feeling he wasn't going to go for his Inferno, and he didn't. I'm going to just log. I'm just trying to cycle as quick as I can at this point. And maybe we're going to go opposite lane, because he might drop his... Oh, let's Earthquake. Goes for the Inferno. I was going to go for a Valk Hog opposite lane, but look at that. I went for a Valk, and he's going to ignore the entirety of that Valkyrie, which is really surprising. That damage really adds up, as you can see. So I'm going to go for a Firecracker here, and then I'm going to go Valk, and then we're going to go Hog. We're ultimately just trying to switch things up to be unpredictable of what lane we're going to go in. That can be pretty effective sometimes. I'm just going to go for a Log, and it looks like he didn't notice the Valkyrie on his tower again. Sir, there's a Valkyrie on your tower. This guy just ignored 2 Valkyries this game, and it cost him the match. That is absolutely insane. So we're going to end up picking up the win, and I thought pretty much that entire game that we were going to lose because of that graveyard damage he got early on. I was not expecting him to have graveyard when he dropped that Goblin Gang, so I was a little bit too aggressive with that EQ, but in the end, it didn't end up mattering, and we came back, and you guys saw Graveyard Freeze, not too bad. The Earthquake definitely saved you. If you didn't have Earthquake, you'd pretty much be screwed. So we'll go ahead and give this guy the good luck here, and I guess we can just go ahead and cycle Fire Spirit at the bridge. I think that's going to be a pretty good starting play for us here. And he's going to be mad. Okay, so he's mad for some reason and decided not to defend that Fire Spirit. So he's obviously using something probably a little bit expensive, or he just didn't have the correct rotation. Guards. So, I mean, guards usually means, yeah, I was going to say lava. So we can just go ahead and Earthquake that, and then we're going to go in for a Hog because he doesn't have his Tombstone or Guards in cycle, which could be his best air counters, and it looks like we're going to have a tower trade situation. Or, fingers crossed, I can save my tower, which would be pretty incredible. And now, lava is one of those matchups that's pretty hard. But it's one that you can outplay. You have a chance of outplaying it. It's not easy, though, but lava is definitely a hard matchup. Because they have a spell for your Firecracker and the balloon. Uh-oh. A little bit of an oopsie from the opponent, eh? Yeah, that happens sometimes. I feel you, buddy. I mean, the Firecracker does do that. I feel his pain because sometimes I make that mistake. Very rarely, maybe like 1 out of 20 times, but I feel his pain. I'm sure you guys can relate to that. That's tough. That's tough. You hate to see it. Love to see it if it's me, but for him, you hate to see it. So we're going to Valkyrie, tank for that Firecracker and those skeletons. We might even take a second tower. Oh my gosh, this guy should just give up at this point. This is brutal. Did you see that guy spectating? He stopped spectating. He was like, yo, okay, this guy I'm watching is getting smoked right now. Like, bro, just give up at this point. The person watching you lost hope in you, and at that point, you know it's over. You know it's over. I'm sorry, buddy. We're going to Hog. He's got pretty much no elixir, so we might even be able to 3-crown him. If we 3-crown him, that would be insane. But you guys can see what I'm talking about. Take advantage of the mistakes your opponent give you. I mean, if they make even one mistake, it can be enough to win with a deck like Hog EQ. Like, this is a matchup definitely not easy, right? And we're going to win it because of him missing a Firecracker with a Fireball. But if you think about it, it's a complete waste of 4 elixirs. So it's not just a small mistake, but, you know, when they make that mistake, take advantage of it, and that's what we did. We completely asserted dominance against this guy. Sir Tag would be pretty proud of us, obviously. And yeah, plus 27. And again, in a matchup that is definitely not easy. I mean, any kind of lava deck is difficult. Lava arrows is nearly impossible. That's one where you gotta play like near perfect. But even that is not easy at all. Because, I mean, you don't got a lot of balloon counters. So But, hey, we managed to win and got the win. Managed to win and got the win. That sounded weird, but anyway, I'm probably going to play, maybe 2 more games, 1 more. We'll see how long this one is, and yeah, here we go. Alright, so we found a game here against Soab. Don't know how to pronounce that guy. That could be wrong. We'll give him the good luck, and yeah, we can just go Fire Spirit at the bridge here. He's going to go for a Goblin Gang. So I actually think I remember what this guy plays. It's a very, very weird Sparky deck. I don't remember his whole deck, but I remember he uses Sparky because I played against this guy several times. I think he's been on CWA before. I didn't watch the CWA video, but I think I just heard that he was on CWA. So we can just go for a Hog, I guess, to pressure. Sparky is very, very annoying to defend in single elixir, so we got to watch out for that for sure. He's going to go for a Giant to activate the King Tower, though. I think we're just going to go for a low Tesla here, and hopefully we can defend the Sparky well. Okay, he's going to go for a Wizard. I'm going to surround the Sparky, and we do manage to get it to shoot it. If that Sparky gets a shot on the tower, I think that's okay, because it actually, I think it would have been nearly impossible to defend that push if the Sparky shooted the Valkyrie, because then it would have gotten taken out by the Wizard and the Sparky, and I would have been in a worse situation, because then if all that stayed alive, I still would have had to defend it. So sometimes taking a shot against Sparky is okay in single elixir if you already dealt a lot of damage. I obviously would have tried to prevent that shot if I didn't deal all that damage, but I knew I could afford to take it. And also, Sparky, again, is a deck that is only good in single elixir. Once you get into double, it's so easy to stop, and that's where I'm trying to do right now. Just pressure him, get to double elixir, because if I can get to double, it's going to be really, really difficult for him to win. So this, again, could be a tower trade situation, or we could defend, like that lava match, right? We could also defend, which would be great. We're going to try to avoid the Sparky shot this time. It's not going to be easy, but I think our game plan is going to be log the Sparky back. We're going to go first Fire Spirit. Sparky shoots it. We're going to go Skeletons here, and then we're going to go for a Valkyrie. And it looks like we do defend it. Let's go. So he's like, wow, he was not expecting that. I guess we can just go for a Hog here, and maybe we need to pre-place a Tesla. I feel like it's important to do in double elixir, as I already mentioned. So we're just going to go for a Tesla right now. I think pre-placing it is fine, and then we'll cycle a Firecracker once he, of course, places Sparky, which he did right now. So we're going to go for a Fire Spirit here. He's calling the good game. I don't know about that yet. I don't want to get too overconfident and then, you know, throw the game, but it is looking pretty good for us. He is going to go for Barbarians. I think we'll just Firecracker. So, let's see. Maybe go for a defensive Earthquake here, and then we can go for Skeleton so the Sparky shoots. And we're going to go for a Log here, and then Valkyrie, and we should be fine. Yeah, that's going to be easy defense. So even though we don't have a single reset to the Sparky, you can see the Firecracker and the Valkyrie are the key in that matchup. The Firecracker is just unkillable for him, and the Valkyrie has so much hit points, and then when he has that Wizard close by, and even against things like the Barbarians, the Goblin Gang, it's just so good. And if I remember correctly, he has the Elixir Collector, which gets zero value in that matchup. So I'll tell you guys what, I think we'll go for one final game here. Win or loss, this will be the last one. I had 3 solid wins in a row. As you guys can tell, I'm lower in trophies in this video than where I started. There were a lot of losses I didn't show because some of the losses I just played horribly, and some of them weren't even close. But yeah, I don't like showing losses at the beginning of the video, but after like 3 games, or 2 at least, if the third game is like a really close loss or something that was, you know, not like an absolute hard counter or something, sometimes I'll show it, but I just don't like showing losses early on. But later in the video, as you guys know, I show them. Alright, here we go, guys. This is going to be the final match here. We're going to just go ahead and cycle a Fire Spirit at the bridge. He's going to go for a Heal Spirit, something we don't see a lot of, and he's got Ice Golem too. So I guess this could potentially be 3M, which is not that bad of a matchup because of the Valkyrie. It's definitely one where the Valkyrie helps a lot. So we're going to go for a Hog here, just to see what counters he has. He's going to have Hunter, so yeah, this is looking like it's going to be 3M. I mean, it's not an easy matchup, but it's not hard. It's like one that could go either way. If you... Oh, okay, so he has Fireball. That's interesting. A lot of 3M decks don't have any big spell, but he, of course, is deciding to use it with Fireball. We can go for a Hog here. He doesn't have his Hunter in cycle, so I'm curious to see what his next best counter is. It's going to be Dark Prince, I guess, which is not that good of a counter to the Hog. The Hog still, as you can see, gets 2 hits on top of the tower, which is, you know, almost 800 damage. So he's going to go for Royal Hogs. I'm going to go for a Valkyrie. and I'm instead going to defend this Dark Prince with my other units, and then what I'm going to do is probably go for a hog in front of these skeletons if I can get them down, because I know he's got a hunter, but the hog will still get one hit, and then you can see the Valkyries in the other lane, so it'll actually force him to address both lanes, which is good. Yeah, so that was not bad at all. I'm fine taking some damage from the Dark Prince. We're going to go for a Firecracker here. I think it should be able to stop the Firecracker, the Hunter, excuse me. It won't even get a shot. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't because it was slightly damaged. We're going to go for a Valkyrie in front to try to prevent him from activating the King Tower, or at least force a lot of elixir out of him. Yeah, he's going to have to probably play a Dark Prince too. Yeah, he does. So that's fine. I mean, he did activate the King Tower, but we forced him to spend 6 elixir, so definitely not bad in my opinion. We're going to go for a log here to stop this Dark Prince, and then I'm going to go Fire Spirit at the bridge. Never mind, because he decided to go Heal Spirit. So instead, I'm just going to cycle my skeletons, and then I'm going to immediately go for a Hog Rider, so this way if he goes in for 3M, the Hog should still be able to get a couple of hits. Instead, though, he's going to go for a Hunter, and it's going to get one shot. So yeah, we're controlling this game very, very nicely, as you can tell. We're going to go for a Fire Spirit here, and I think we're going to Earthquake the 2 Musketeers. It's pretty good value, and then pretty much at that point, you just need to cycle a log on them, and they're already dead. So we're going to go for a Firecracker here. We just need to... Let's actually just go Valkyrie on top of that. Okay, that was... oh, shoot. We made a little bit of an oopsie-daisy there. Oh, that was a good fireball. He ended up hitting... Okay, yeah, I messed up a little bit. If we could win this, that would be great. I feel like we don't deserve it, though, if we win this. I did not play this game very well, I'll admit. Even if I win this, I'm still standing by that point. I did not play this game very well. But I'm going to try to focus up. If we make no more mistakes, we have a chance, because he doesn't have any... big spell, but this is going to be hard to stop. I'm going to Valkyrie here. He's just GG. One more fireball in its game. Wait, he didn't hit the tower. He didn't hit the tower. Did he miss the fireball? I think he didn't hit the tower. Hold on. Whoa. We could actually win this. Ah, GG. Yeah, I'll admit, I didn't, we'll play it. I gotta give him the credit there. I didn't play that very well. As I already mentioned, I made definitely more than like 1 or 2 mistakes that game. Couple bad defenses. I defended that 3M hog push really, really poorly. And that was the main reason why I lost that. But you can see with this deck, really just one bad defense can lose you the game, and that's exactly what happened there. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'm sorry for all those games I didn't show. I just didn't want to show a lot of them because some of them weren't even close. I just played horrible in a lot of them, and, I just don't like showing losses, too, that happened at the very, very beginning of the video. But anyways, that is going to be for the video. Still a good video regardless. I started it in the top 200 and ended it lower by a good amount, but I'll try to push back up before the start of my next video. Make sure to like the video if you guys did end up enjoying it. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.